Give a big round of welcome to Diego Acevedo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Arnaud. I'm glad you brought the future into the conversation with AI. So I'll start with the future. I'm pretty sure I'm going to live to 100. And when I'm 100 and my daughter is 70 and my grandchildren are having children, I just want to be happy. I want to go to the beach, I want to go to Tres Trapi, and I want to stand in the ocean looking at those 3 steps. Not 2 steps, not 1 step, or even worse, no steps. I want to look at those 3 steps, open my arms to the wind, take a big, deep breath of clean ocean air without having to worry about that next big storm that's coming to a place where they never came before. So I'm an engineer. I like solving problems. When I was in school, I always thought it would be cool to work on something that could change the world. But life happens. I got sidetracked. I was really lucky, though. I had an awesome girlfriend, who's now my wife. And then I was hired by this company working on packaging equipment, an international company where I had a great salary, I had awesome bosses, I traveled all around the world, I got to live in great cities. I was just lucky. It was really nice. And then throughout that journey, a couple of strange things happened. One day I was, for instance, I was sitting on my desk and I had this very deep pain in the middle of my chest. And I thought I was having a heart attack. But it turned out to be just harmless heartburn. Apparently a stress-related event. Nothing to worry about. And then I had some, let's say, interesting colleagues where I had this running joke that we were making tons of money making tomorrow's trash packaging. So something really didn't feel right. And then about 10 years ago, when I was living in Arnaud's home country, in France, living the wine and cheese life, my daughter was born. And then I started thinking to the future again. And I said, well, I don't really like where this is going overall. So I started thinking again back to my student years about how I really wanted to do something to change the world. We have very, very big challenges ahead of us as a humanity. Arguably, the biggest challenge of them all is climate change. As an engineer, I know that one of the keys to solving this climate change challenge is to solve the energy challenge, to make sure that we can produce our energy in a clean and sustainable way. So one day I went to the office and decided to just leave and said, I'm going back to school. So I went to Delft to study sustainable energy technologies. I wanted to find a solution that could allow us to live even more comfortable than we do now without spewing all that harmful stuff into the atmosphere. When I was in Delft, by serendipity really, I met my colleagues and now business partners in our company Blue Rice, who were talking to me about a solution that was as old as Jules Verne, but that somehow was not being taught to me in school. For a mechanical engineer, the solution was very simple. Just use the temperature difference in the ocean to generate electricity and cooling. It's as simple as putting down a pipe, going down to the deep ocean, getting cold water, replacing the cooling machines from hotels and big buildings, while at the same time making clean energy. It sounded too good to be true. And then we had all these people telling us why it wouldn't work. They started telling us, well, you know, it's too expensive, it's going to take too much time, the solution is too big, you're going to need too many people, it's never been done at that scale before. It was hard. It still is hard. But then I started focusing more on why it could be done, and most importantly on why it needed to be done. And so right now it's been about 8 years since I joined Blue Rice. It has brought me some of the nicest memories that I have. I've been able to meet with world leaders, people influencing decisions around the world, and little by little I see the progress that we've been able to achieve towards getting our solution to reality. It's not easy. As a company, I can tell you, we're still a very young team, a very young company, small team that, when you listen to the statistics, more than 50% of companies in our situation are doomed for failure. I'm very well aware that this can happen to us in the very near term. But you know what? It's worth it. All the people that have helped us along the way to get there make me optimistic that by 2082, when I'm 100 years old, I can go to the beach, I can go to Tres Trapi, look back at those 3 steps and smile.